Hello, Gemini. Get ready for 2023 June, where you're going to have a lot more sociability, maybe opportunities for trips and travel. If you have your online business or you're like me on the online world, super glow up around the online developments, trips, travel, siblings, and things like that. And for the most part, this is a really sweet spot in the sky for you this month. Things are going to go easier than they normally do, especially when it comes to flow and ease in your career path, and also getting great gains in that career if that's something that is important to you, if you do career gains from foreign shores. Let's get going and talk about more details for all of you Gemini, sun, moon, especially rising sign. Now, number one, it's all about Mercury. Oh, by the way, if you're new to my channel, my name is Lori Lothian. I am the whole sign house system, Hellenistic tradition, basically Western tropical zodiac astrologer. Everything about me is in my description box below the video. You might want to check out my classes. You might want to check out my Patreon community, where all the ad-free content you want, this stuff that you guys get after Patreon, is ad-free for them in an early access mode for $5 a month, and 2 Zoom meetings with me a month. All the information is in my description box. Check me out. See if you want to sign up for my Cosmic Moonshine Swig of weekly astrology newsletter stuff, because you get discount codes from both Patreon and that newsletter for everything, classes, readings with me, and all of that stuff. All right, moving on. So Gemini, guess what? Number one, Mercury is the lord of your sky. He's the most important planet for you. He's the ruler of your sign. And what he does in the month of June is important. He moves into the sign of you, and that's going to benefit you greatly. And he finally gets into that place, because he does it about once a year. He finally moves into your first house on June 11th. So the house of you. It's best for the rising signs to delineate this way, but you can try listening for your sun and moon too. Before he gets there, he's been trundling through your 12th house, right? He's been going through he's been going for 2 months through the sign of Taurus before he gets June 11th into your first house. So he's been trying to help you get rid of addiction, self-defeating habits, behaviors, and patterns, make money from foreign lands and foreign shores and revenue from overseas, help you arrange trips and travel, be safe on trips and travel and journeys, and for the most part, also help you get in touch with, your dream life, your inner life, messages from your, inside your unconscious, self-conscious self. And now he's getting the heck out of there. On June 11th, he's in the real world again. He's not in your 12th house. And he's like, okay, let's be communicative, talkative, loquacious, social, and effective, being the Gemini that you are. It's your yearly Mercury in the house of his joy, glow up through the house of you. He'll be there June 11th to the 27th. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Certainly it'll up your sociability and your social acuity. You'll be very on the game. You'll be very popular and wanting to socialize a lot. But if you have a message to deliver, something you need to speak or say, it helps with that as well. Now, when Mercury is moving through that part of your sky and loving you up there, at the same time, we have some other major outside sky stories. So we're going to start with a big picture, and then we're going to narrow it down to the detail. So big picture sky story number 2 is on June the 5th. Venus, the goddess of love and money, moves into Leo, where she's going to be until October 9th. Yes, it's kind of a rare once or first in a lifetime 4-month stay within the bounds of Leo due to a retrograde. This means that you are going to be traveling. You're going to be enjoying pleasure and leisure in your local neighborhood, bars, restaurants, and pubs. You're going to be enjoying the company of siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews, and childhood friendships. You are going to maybe be very, very successful if you have any online presence, because this is the online social media world, blogs, etc., periodicals, magazines, and information and writing. If you need to write, this will help you write. If you want to be on social media, you have a super glow up. My son has progressed into Gemini. I'm going to grab this one myself. This June 5th to October 9th thing is beautiful, but you start to feel the new momentum of it June the 5th. As certainly in the month of June, if you're like the first 5 degrees or so of Gemini, you really, really feel it a lot. Any planet, sun, moon, or a rising in first degrees of Gemini, you get most of the glow up. Siblings belong to the third, especially a younger sibling, and this could be very beneficial developments regarding the siblings in general or younger sibling. Now, another big picture story is that Pluto will retrograde on the 11th of the month. Sorry, I retrograding already, but he'll slide from his retrogradation into Capricorn from Aquarius. Well, he's going to back to finish unfinished business in your 9th house of foreign lands, foreign travel, third marriages, book publishing, court and legal matters, academia. And this is a Pluto returning here. He's been here since 2008. He'll be here till January, finishing up unfinished business. But because it's flowing from Aquarius, oh, sorry. I'm not re-recording it. I'm not re-recording it. So nix what I just said. Exit strategy, nix, cut. I'm not doing it again. I apologize. That's where he will be going, is going to glow you up in your 9th house over the next 20 years. Apologies. Back to the basics. He's going into your 8th house of chunky money. So I apologize, not redoing it. So yes, with his retrogradation into your chunky money house, this can bring wealth. It can bring inheritance money. This retrograde movement happens on the 11th of June and will be true until January of next year. And so it's the beginning of June of the possibility of inheritance, bequeathment monies, chunky money, investment monies coming into more prominence in your life as he finishes his critical last 3 degrees of that transit. So look forward or not to those kinds of money stories amplifying in your sky. Now, Saturn will retrograde this month, and Saturn will retrograde on the 17th of June by stationing retrograde at 7 degrees of the sign of Pisces. He hasn't been in Pisces for 30 years. It's a big deal. This is his 3-year stay until 2026 in your career house. If you're a Gemini and you have Saturn here, you're going to either be peaking out over the next 3 years as a master authority in some area of expertise, or you're also going to close out a chapter of a career path. Now he's retrograding, so there's things to do with the past coming forward in the month of June. June 17th, especially for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the first 10 degrees of Gemini, you may have an opportunity from the past, a job, a career, employer from the past coming to you, and you might be having an opportunity, therefore, to take a new job or redo something from an old job, or an old job coming back to you. Those are stories that I think are quite possible here. And I say that especially because, okay, you still have some residual Venusian love in your 2nd house until June the 5th. And while this is a retrogradation happening on the 11th, Venus is paving the way in the earnings house, and then Pluto retrogrades, right, slides backwards. I mean, Saturn retrogrades backwards in your 10th house. And so there could be a buildup here, basically starting, let's put it this way, the first week of June, and then some developments regarding money, career, and possessions and work taking form more directly after June 17th. Consolidating some potential career opportunity and some kind of financial gain from it. Now, when Jupiter retrogrades in the 10th house, some people change direction in their career. So you may think, oh yes, I'm going to take this job, I'm going to take this offer, I'm going to move in this path. And then you go, oh no, I'm changing my mind, or the boss or somebody in power pulls back on something they'd offered you. So don't be surprised if something goes backwards that you thought was going to go forward, starting on June the 17th through to the end of the month. Those are the big picture stories. And sorry about the screw ups there, Gemini. Obviously, I'm not my best self today if I'm screwing up this much. We're going to move in. I'm recording on the 21st of May. Patreon will get this for a minimum 3 to 4 days before you ad free, reminding you it's $5 a month. Join my Patreon community. Let's talk about some of the micro stories of the month ahead. Mercury is the lord of your sky, and he's involved in a few of them, so they're most important for you. Starting in the chronology of the sky, we're going to go into the happy story of Venus in a flowing trine to Neptune on June the 2nd, 3rd. This is around the 26 degrees of Cancer. She's finishing her stay there, remember, before she heads into your 3rd house on June the 5th. And also the 26 degree of Pisces, your 10th house, and your money earnings house are glowed up. Well, a dream opportunity, a dream development. If you make money on Facebook, YouTube, not Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, any videography thing, anything with moving images, this is a very micro celebrity viral hit, something positive that creates cash flow for you June the 2nd and 3rd, possibly. This is also something to do with maybe some kind of dream financial opportunity of some sort, but it is connected to your career and reputation sky. So look forward to that little spicy yummy. At the same time, very right after that, on the 3rd and the 4th of the month, the Lord of your sign, which is Mercury, co-joins with Uranus, the unexpected shock and awe god, in your 12th house. Now, because it's a subtle house, it could be a download, an idea, a dream, or a sudden shocking development, but a surprising development to do with a trip to a foreign land or travel opportunities, or some kind of great gain from your foreign shores, lands, clients, and customers, or the way you can suddenly get some exciting financial gain from a foreign country. It's the very first time Jupiter's been here with this Mercury-Uranus conjunction, which has been happening since 2018. Jupiter glows it up, especially with the North Node, and makes it super lucky, super prosperous, and super auspicious. It does activate the inheritance house. It does activate the real estate house, and those things can also have a kind of, oh my God moment, especially if you think about the word real estate or property in terms of legacy wealth, inheritance, or foreign lands, foreign to your birthplace. Then Venus will oppose Pluto on the 5th and the 6th of the month of June. Now, Venus at this point has moved into the very first degree, 0 of Leo, your 3rd house of trips and travel, and it's opposite Pluto. And Pluto is also in a trips and travel house. There could be some unexpected conflict or upset or intensity around themes to do with siblings, journeys, trips, travel, foreign lands, foreign shores. This also could be some kind of tension in your educational life, if education is a part of what you're doing, or even some kind of showdown regarding visas, passports, and all those sorts of things. If you're somebody who writes and is expecting something to work out, especially with book publishing, there's some kind of showdown. It may be very intense at that time. Then we move forward on June the 9th to the 12th, Venus will square Jupiter. Now, that can be still positive, even though it's a square. It simply means you need to take some action. It's a critical action-oriented turning point around June 9th to the 12th. It's happening at 5 degrees of Leo and 5 degrees of where Jupiter's sitting, which is your 12th house. You may come into a critical opportunity juncture to do with an opportunity that involves travel or a sibling or online world and revenue you can generate from foreign shores. Venus here could be about a sibling and not about you, and it's all about them, or an aunt, uncle, cousin, niece, and nephew. But again, it can definitely activate the axis of travel for you. And you may need to take some immediate action to make some finalizations and decisions there. If your floating IC is in the 3rd house and whole sign houses, then this could also be an opportunity regarding a home purchase or sale or something along those lines. And then you do have Mars there. He rules the house of rental opportunities. So again, if your IC is in the 3rd house and you rental opportunity for some of the Gemini folk coming through the sky, June the 9th to the 12th. You know, you started this month with Mars in your 3rd house, and that's a travel signature until July the 10th. So a lot of you Geminis are looking at June until July 10th with some definitely going back and forth journeys and trips and travel, and even involving siblings or to and fro regarding siblings. There's a little flicker in the sky on one day only, June the 11th. Well, Mercury your Lord will trine Pluto in Aquarius. This is short-lived and fleeting but powerful energy. Mercury in your house is you making messages, emails, or phone calls, or activating some new idea, trining Pluto in the 9th house of foreign lands, book publishing, court and legal matters, 3rd marriages, a little flicker of something intense and powerful, even regarding the theme of academia and universities and university settings. Just one day on the 11th. Now, on the June 14th to the 24th, with the intensity of the 19th being more precise, Jupiter will sextile Saturn. It's a flowing, easy, and positive and lucky energy. Jupiter in the house of your dreams at night, past lives, foreign shores, generated revenue, flowing to Saturn in your career and reputation space. Well, Saturn is retrograde, so it's nothing brand new, but you could be reaching a new level of stabilizing some sort of authority regarding your career, where you're the master, you're the expert, or you're the authority, or an expert authority loves you up, and it flows to potential financial opportunity. For some of you, even financial opportunity involving a country foreign to the shore in which you were born. Later on, Mars will shock and awe square Uranus. Oh, this is around the 25th to the 29th of the month. It's finishing up at the end of the month. Ooh, Mars is in Leo, where Venus is helping him keep his cool the best she can. This is your trips and travel, foreign lands and shores energy, siblings and online world. And you got a square to Uranus, in your 12th house of foreign shores and lands, and backroom deals and negotiations, things that are hidden from your view. Something can surprise you regarding travel around the 25th to the 29th. It's not necessarily terrible, but it's definitely surprising. And I don't know what to make of it for you, except I would say that the good news here is that Venus is with that Mars. And so it can be a sudden, unexpected change of direction regarding a change of travel plans, an unexpected change regarding an agreement with a sibling or an aunt, uncle, cousin, niece, and nephew, or even an enrollment in a skills-based learning course. And there may be a bit of a shock or surprise about something you didn't see until you get to the 25th to the 29th of the month. And lastly, and not leastly, we finish strong. Sun will trine Saturn at the end of the month with the cazimi on the very last day of the month into July 1st. Cazimi of Mercury with the Sun. The Sun in Cancer, which is your earnings house, right, which you like, right, which you get every year around the solstice, is going to start glowing up Saturn this time. Now, Saturn hasn't been in Pisces to glow you Geminis up regarding the theme of money and career, money and purpose, money and reputation. And this is really sweet at the end of the month, the 27th to the 31st, some kind of financial flow and glow going on for you. First time in 30 years you could get this energy. And then there's a cazimi as well, as Mercury in the heart of the Sun loving up Saturn from your earnings house. Downloads, new ideas, exciting developments regarding how you can stabilize and flow in greater success financially through the career and purpose space of your life. Thanks, Gemini, for listening. We're going to finish up now. I wish you the very best in June. Check out everything in my description box below. You may want to subscribe. You might want to join my community on Patreon or whatever. Great checking in with you. Have a wonderful June.